Tomorrow we're going to have the match where the losers of our first two tonight play each other, and the winner of that advances to the loser of this match right now. Trust me, it'll all make sense in the end. Don't worry about it. But this match right here is important because the winner moves on, gets into the next round automatically, and the loser isn't out yet. He still gets to fight for his life tomorrow. So either way, both of these guys are going to be in the tournament after tonight. But the question is, which one moves on? Which one has to still try to win again tomorrow?
Yeah, this is the way to rocket out of the group the easy way. Only play 2 matches
Yep.
and just get out of there. No stress, no fear of not making it through. So this is the comfortable place to be in the dual tournament format. When you win your first match, you just get to kind of relax. Yeah, you're going to play against the better player first, which is somewhat stressful, but even if you lose, you still have another chance. So
yeah, and this is an interesting best of 5 too, because we've got teammates going up against each other actually. Looksam versus Seulsiho, they're both on the same team. They're both on Seulsiho. You can bet they practice against each other a lot. So this should be a really good one. This should be one where we see a few more mind games come into it than usual.
Yeah, because they both probably know each other's decks a little bit, to a certain extent, right?
Well,
they've probably hidden some parts of it, maybe change a card here or there.
I mean, obviously they knew they were in the same group, but they're still going to help each other prepare. There is Looksam, of course, just fresh off his win against a Belmo 3-1. In our last match, he is playing Mage, Druid, Warlock, the same decks we saw before.
He is, and looks pretty solid in his series. He didn't get the 3-0, the clean win that his opponent got here, but
yep, that's true. Seulsiho coming into it off of a 3-0, which has got to be, a little bit intimidating. And a lot of people say, that Seulsiho is one of the top 3 players here in Korea, and I would agree. And so for Looksam to beat him would be a bit of an upset, but keep in mind as well, Looksam came into this tournament as the player with the highest win rate in Korean matches.
Yeah. I mean, he's also played a ton of games.
Yeah.
And this is his teammate, so it could be a weird series.
Yep.
Seulsiho looking a lot more stressed out going to this one than he was.
He always looks like this, though. This is just Seulsiho, man. He's always the type of guy that wears emotions on his sleeve, but he did 3-0 his opponent in our first match of the night.
Maybe he's got some sort of secret power. He's praying to the RNG gods.
Maybe he's trying to use like a Jedi mind trick to mess with Looksam's mind right now.
Maybe so.
That'd be more like a Sith thing to do, though, at this point. Be evil.
He's actually just trying to force choke him.
Here we go. It's time. That's right. He's trying really hard. Game 1. Let's do this. Seulsiho, just like imagining Looksam's neck between his hands there, he's like, squeeze, squeeze. It didn't work, though. Looksam's in the game. Oh, well. Mage versus Mage is how we're going to start this thing out. 2 mech mages fighting each other.
And,
I keep track of like the decks that are used, but for this one I was writing down Seulsiho's and I just wrote mech instead of mage. But
yeah, I'm just going to write down the letter M.
More or less, it's been the same lately. Although we have seen a good amount of tempo mage as well in tournaments around the world. But Korea, generally sticking with the mech mage. So looking at these starting hands, we do have the mech warper for Seulsiho, and wow, that is a nice hand to have with the coin. So Seulsiho, I think, really coming in with a bit of an edge here. Ooh, and the fireball, not what you want to see on turn number 1 for Looksam.
Not in this matchup either.
Yeah, that's a bit rough. Wow, Cogmaster, okay. So maybe he's going to be able to draw a mech next turn. It's something at least. It's something. It was big to get that much. Yeah, now it's a little bit less safe to play that mech warper, huh?
Yeah, you might even want to get started playing the Snow Chugger in this case.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's just a more solid card that can just give you more options.
Yeah, I can let him trade with the Cogmaster next turn if there is no mech. And even if there is, you can still trade it. You probably would, because board control is like the most important thing in this mirror matchup.
And, like, he has a few other options too. I mean, you usually want to use the mech warper when you can get some bonus out. I was going to say, he could pass here and then coin it next turn
Crossing
to get
his fingers.
The Anyang robot coming out.
Robot, the Hello Robot.
Yeah.
Okay, so Seulsiho saying, please don't have a mech, please don't have a mech. And guess what? Looksam doesn't have a mech. Seulsiho, you can see the relief on his face. He's like, oh, man.
He prays to the RNG gods. I could see it, man.
He really did. Force is with him, and now he's going to be able to coin into something here. And what's it going to be?
I think
Snow
either
Chugger.
choice is fine.
It's a bit more board presence for sure. Antonidas. Well, that's a card that Looksam was pretty happy about last time.
Yeah, it's a card that isn't going to give him any immediate benefit, but just having that in his hand knows that later he has it this game. He has it. And
Yeah,
he's
he
got
needs
that
those
tool.
spare parts.
And build into that later.
Yep. I think you just play the spider tank here. Lets you trade really well.
Because playing the Frostbolt, I mean, essentially accomplishes the same thing for you, but I think this is the better play because you get that 3/4 body on the board.
Going to face with that mad scientist. So suddenly, Seulsiho's turn is not
It's
quite
not
as
clean
inspiring.
cut, yeah.
Yeah, he's got that mirror entity, which he can play. There's really no point to throwing down the Anoyatron right now just because it's dealt with so easily.
Yeah, you want to use it to protect something later on.
Yep.
I think playing the mirror entity here is a good choice. Just going to take out the Mad Scientist and get that other mirror entity to come out.
All right. Tinkertown Technician. He
Oh, that's a good
could
draw.
do 4/4s. 4/4s all around. It will leave the Snow Chugger up if he does this. And where he already has a 3/4 on the board, he may just want to go ahead and hero power and just get 3 damage in. Just get a little bit of damage in while you can. Make your opponent potentially pop that mirror entity first so you can respond to it.
Yeah, getting the part leads into Antonidas later, but that's much later. You can always proc that later. I think hero powering here is a better choice. I'm with you on this.
If he plays a Technician, you know, he doesn't really deal with the Snow Chugger efficiently, but you do get the 4/4 out, but it really doesn't improve your board because they get it as well. We'll see what he decides to do here. He will go with the Technician. No, it's a spare part. He can still cast it. Ooh, he gets the finicky cloaking field there.
That's going to be great for the Antonidas later. He may still use it, but
It actually is really nice for Antonidas. Where he's already got that in the hand, I think you have to save it. He may just go ahead and use it though. Oh, I mean, it's so nice with Antonidas. Yeah, he does save that.
he might be making him think. He might actually be faking him out here, making him think he's got whirring blades or something, or the armor plating, and he's like, oh, should I play the armor plating here? And he's not sure. I think maybe making him try to think that with the 1 mana that he has.
Yeah.
It could be just a mind game there, because he moves the card, and he's like, what do you got in your hand? What are you thinking about?
It certainly could be. I mean, you're right that just showing it, just like kind of tossing it out there for a moment, does make Seulsiho think about it. And we knew there'd be some pretty serious mind games in this match.
Yeah.
Now, the mirror entity for Looksam is still up, right? So Seulsiho has to make a decision as far as that goes, too.
That's where the Anoyatron could actually end up being a good play here, because that's not too terribly annoying to deal with. The Shredder is somewhat more chance-based, you know, dealing with that, because you don't know what your opponent's going to get,
Yeah,
what you're going to get.
That is true. Well, the other thing, too, is that if you play the Anoyatron and then just deal with it right away, then your dude's going to be a little bit vulnerable to that spider tank, too. So he's thinking about the safer option here, just trading.
I think he's going to trade, play Anoyatron, and ping the spider tank.
Might just ping the Anoyatron, too.
That's also an option.
Getting rid of that Divine Shield is pretty nice.
See what he decides to do.
He will just ping the spider tank, though.
Both are valid options. I like pinging the spider tank because it means you can ping it and get rid of it no matter what next turn, unless it gets healed or stealth in this weird case, which I don't think he will do, but something you can think about. Playing another mirror entity here, I think probably the plan. Can trade the shield off, but you're not going to be able to kill that, unfortunately.
So you're thinking mirror entity and then hero power?
Yeah, I mean, frostbolting here is just such a waste.
Oh, yeah. Well, especially, again, with Antonidas in your hand.
He's going to lose his own shield if he attacks into it, but I mean, it's kind of what's going to happen no matter what anyways, so. I think there's arguments as to why you might want to keep the shield, but.
Well, these mirror matches are always really interesting, and honestly, I feel like playing these mirror matches out is really one of the things that best shows a pro player's skill in Hearthstone. Because you really need to be making very small, very correct decisions to win a mirror match at a level like this.
Well,
these are fun to watch.
He can drop out the Mech Warper here and put the Shredder, but then he can't deal with the 3/1. So I don't like that play as much. I actually would prefer to see him ping the 3/1 and play Mirror Entity, because if he plays the Mech Warper and the Shredder's going to get killed by the Spider Tank with a ping.
Well, his opponent also has that Mirror Entity of his own too, so You have to really be careful about what you put on the board.
That's true.
So yeah, I agree that this is the safer play. Well, take your Town Technician. Just give your opponent another vanilla 4/4.
Yeah.
You're the one who gets the scrap, though, spare part rather.
Yep,
And again,
that's another one for Antonidas.
yep, it's all about that Antonidas.
2 turns away from that cloak play, and that's often a game-winning play in any matchup.
And that is Seulsiho's second mirror entity that was just used too, I believe. So you don't need to worry about that coming out anymore.
Yeah, it was the second one, and that's
Yep.
the second one of Looksam as well.
Right. All right. Yeah, just going to make it a little bit harder to trade. You've got 2 spare parts already with Antonidas. You're in pretty good shape. So, I think it's about time to probably just end the turn. Yep, and he will. Lotheb.
Probably wants to save Lotheb till turn 8 to stop the Antonidas combo possibility.
Yep. All right, Piloted Shredder. And that Mech Warper is fine at this point. I mean, it doesn't really matter if you're making their mechs that much cheaper when they have 7 mana already to work with.
Yeah.
So you're not going to see the Antonidas this turn. Because
No.
he's going to, I think Antonidas with Finicky Cloaking Field on turn 8 is
It's
pretty
the best
huge.
play. I mean, I think he's just going to play the Annoyotron and ping that 4/1. Just keep his own Annoyotron out to defend his minions.
Yep, could clear the Mech Warper as well if he wanted to. He could also just kill the Piloted Shredder and see whatever comes out of that. Because you do, I mean, obviously there's a little bit of a risk, but the odds are you'll get something a bit cheaper, but this is nice.
Just
Oh,
got a
okay.
Time Rewinder to
Yeah,
get another
of
part.
course. Yeah,
That's a good move.
yeah.
Oh, that's a really good move.
Wow, this Antonidas is going to do some serious work. What is it with Looksam and Archmage Antonidas? These guys have like a secret agreement, man.
Yeah. Well, this
He's got to
is-
deal with the Archmage.
Right now, it's looking like he needs to play Lotheb this turn. He doesn't know that, but playing Lotheb this turn would actually give him so much tempo that he just doesn't even know about.
I think the fact that he saw the Time Rewinder used, I mean, it doesn't really give you any more spare parts, but it does that you get that full 4/4 back again. Spell power, though, with the Frostbolt. Able to get a little bit of board clear.
Well, this is the beginning of
And-
the Fireball train.
Yeah, here we go. Now, there's a decent board out for Seulsiho, so we'll see if he goes for it right away or not. Because he can, you know, it is possible that he would lose a little bit too much board control if he just plays Antonidas and then cloaks it. But I think it's just too good to
I think it's
pass
just
up.
too good to pass up. Well said.
I think he's thinking it too.
Because there's no way for that to be removed. Flame Strike's not going to remove it. Nothing's going to remove that.
Yep.
It's like it just literally cannot be. If it's untargetable, it's not going away. And then next turn he can play his plating.
The next turn, yeah, he can just play a couple fireballs and
Yeah.
play armor plating and just continue to be annoying here. All right. I think you definitely play Lotheb now.
You have to.
Yeah.
Playing it the previous turn would have been a good move. I do that sometimes when I hit the mirror matchup for this Mech Mage because I played a ton of Mech Mage. Because you just never know.
Yeah, he's bought himself a turn with Lotheb. So he's got that at least. And he's got a really strong board, too. Oh, wow. He just drew another Annoyotron. Seriously. That is so good. Able to maybe protect that Archmage for another turn.
Looks like you might Fireball here too.
I mean, his opponent, Seulsiho, can Fireball Hero Power Antonidas, of course. But I feel like that Annoyotron just makes things, well, much more annoying.
Well, he's going to get, if he wants to use a Fireball, he can get a Fireball for a Fireball, even with 9 mana. I
Yeah,
think
he
putting
can
the
clear
minions out
Lotheb.
is also a pretty viable choice here. The plating, you could also play plating, Hero Power the 4/1, and play the Annoyotron. There's like, that's totally feasible. He's going to get another Fireball for that.
I mean, if he attacks here and fireballs, his opponent will be down to, what, 8? Because it'd be 11 damage? Yeah. So he'd be down to 8, he'd have 2 fireballs, and so really no matter what his opponent does, that should lock up the win. Unless he's got another Lotheb hidden in there somewhere. And he doesn't. So
16, 22, 23 damage on the board, 24.
I think if he would have drawn a second fireball, he may have had enough with the spell power. Because that would have been, what? Oh no, it's math time.
Okay, 14 17,
plus
22, 20. Yeah, that would have been enough.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah, I think Seulsiho's just dead. He
Nothing you
knows.
can do.
He knows, man. He's seen this Antonidas. get a fireball. And he may be thinking there's another one in the hand. So he has to clear Antonidas here, right? Like he doesn't know necessarily about that first fireball. He only knows about one. So he's like, all right.
Let's see what he gets with this.
Yeah. Oh, he can use his hero power on minions now. Yes. Wow.
He's always been able to target it. That's the problem.
Oh yeah, get rid of Antonidas. He knows he's probably dead, but he doesn't know for sure, so you have to go for it, right?
Yeah.
It was close though, man. A second fireball would have done it. Yep. What should I do? Well, I think it's a pretty easy choice. Double fireball to the face, and Looksam is going to take the first game, winning the Mech Mage mirror match. And he'll start this series off with a 1-0. Really interesting game. I love watching the mirror matches. I feel like I learn a lot.
Yeah, a lot of the game definitely came down to the cloak, the unstable cloaking, coming up with the Archmage.
That really did help.
I mean, that's almost a game-winning move if your opponent doesn't have any way to deal with that.
Oh, definitely.
And this is a mirror, so
what in Mech Mage is gonna, how are you going to deal with it? Mech Mage?
That's exactly what I was saying earlier. It's like it's an impossible opportunity to pass up. There's literally nothing you can do. There's no card in the game that can actually respond to this.
And continuous fireball damage adds up pretty quick. So Seulsiho down a game to his teammate Looksam. I almost said Seulsiho. I mean, it's Seulsiho, Gazio's team. Why not Looksam?
Sure, why not?
Maybe he'll change his name. Maybe it's like the Autobots, right? Where it's like when one prime falls, another one pops up.
Well,
only it's the Shiho thing on this team.
I've been able to figure out some of these Korean names as to why their IDs are the way they are, but Looksam I have not yet.
I don't know.
That one's the one I'm
Well, Mage locked out for Looksam now. Let's see if he brings out the Druid or the Warlock here for game number 2, and will Seulsiho play the mech again? Let's find out, guys. Game number 2, we'll see if Seulsiho can tie it up, or if Looksam will jump out to a 2-0 lead. It's time to get in the game and find out. What's it going to be?
Mage.
Druid versus Mage, yeah.
Versus Druid. Sorry, I just said what you said slower.
Just in case they didn't hear the first time, it's okay.
So, another Archmage Antonidas, man. With his track record, he should just keep.
Yeah, right. Yeah, just hold on to that one. Archmage. It's been so good for Looksam, but not so good for Seulsiho. Seulsiho will continue on with the Mech Mage.
Yep.
And it'll be Druid for Looksam, so we'll see. We'll see if things can get ramped. Well, there's an Innervate. Okay.
Yeah.
Zombie Chow still a very strong start against Mech Mage, so not the best hand, but really not the worst hand either at all for Looksam. He's got some good options.
Actually, really good hand for Seulsiho as well.
Yeah, getting the coin is really nice with Mech Mage.
Only thing he's missing is the Mech Warper.
Yep. Oh. And he didn't draw it. So, yeah, coining into that Mad Scientist I think is fine.
Coining into the Snow Chugger, sorry, the Korean names I get confused, would have been a bit risky because of Wrath.
Yeah, I mean, Mad Scientist is something you want out there, and you don't care if it dies.
Especially against a Ramp Druid, you're like, okay, well, ramp up to those minions, I'll take a copy.
Well, there's a lot of good stuff, yeah, for Mirror Entity to work off of in this deck. I'm trying to remember if there's a Kazan Mystic in Looksam's Druid deck now. I don't
No, I don't think so. There was one in the...
there might be, but we just haven't seen it.
Warlock deck there was for sure, but I don't think there was in this one. We haven't seen one, like you said.
And we're probably just going to see him go to face, yeah. There we go. I mean, if he can hold out until he has like a Keeper of the Grove or something like that, that's probably going to be your best option for proccing that Mirror Entity. Because you've already played your Zombie Chow, and that's the best one, obviously. But second best would be Keeper of the Grove.
Yeah. Let me get that health back. That Mirror Entity.
There it is. Big Game Hunter. You know, he may actually want to just play that because you're not going to have any targets for it in Mech Mage.
Yeah.
And again, like...
You target Antonidas.
Yeah. Although it would be 4 damage incoming with no way to really deal with it. It's a tough situation. And I think he may just offer Seulsiho a trade here.
Really, for the Azure Drake?
Yeah, maybe. Again, it's not a bad thing to give it to him because you get the draw, they don't.
They don't.
Yeah. So he'll still come out ahead. And this is something where Seulsiho will be like, yeah, I can trade for this. There we go.
Gonna be, I think the thing too is Seulsiho is going to be like, well, this is actually pretty good for me, you know?
Yeah.
You used your Innervate to give me this. It's like you Innervated to spend 5 mana on turn 3 for a card.
Look at the spider tank. Look at it.
And
Keep looking.
it only has 4 legs, I think.
There we go. Okay.
We were discussing this earlier, but
Yeah. Interestingly enough, he's running Harvest Golem in this, which is not a card you see in some of the traditional Mech Mage lists. It's such a strong card. I mean, you really can't blame him.
There's a few different versions. This one's pretty good for it. There's also like the version that runs the Blingtron.
That's the one I like.
That's the one I play.
It's a bit more erratic. I don't run Harrison, but I do run Blingtron.
I only keep Harrison in it because of, like, you know, Warriors getting a little bit more popular right now. See the swing over the head? Wow.
Well, right now, yeah, Harrison might not be bad. I mean, he's the one who's trying to be aggressive, right? So you have to force your opponent to kind of meet you. Because it's much more likely that Looksam's going to be trading this Drake than just going to face, right? So Seulsiho, I think, making the right decision there.
True, actually.
Got to be the aggressor with this deck. I mean, he really doesn't have much of an option.
Yeah, there's not much way to deal with the 4 cost without spell power, without his spell power, the Wrath, which he doesn't have in this case, so it works out.
There you go. Oh, he's just going to go to face again if he plays this.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, nice amount of early momentum built up by Seulsiho. There's a force of nature. It's all about the board control for Looksam, though.
Low-thubbing here wouldn't accomplish much for him just because there's no spells. There's not much he would want to do, but...
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to hurt Mech Mage a lot with Lothab unless it's played, you know, right during an Antonitis combo or something like that. But at this point, I think he just needs the body. He just needs the body on the board.
I think so, too.
I mean, the only other play he would really have is hero power into the Annoyatron and then just get rid of it with the big game hunter and leave it at 1 health.
Yeah, which wouldn't be ideal either.
No, it's not the greatest turn for Lothab, but you need that body out there. 5/5s can be annoying for Mech Mage to deal with, though.
No Frostbolt's coming out next turn for this.
Unless he draws it. Nope. Azure Drake.
Getting stressed here about what this card is. He's wondering what kind of part he's going to get. What part does he have to play in this tournament?
We'll see. It's been a big part in the past. Okay.
Cooling.
Cooling. That actually can be pretty nice against Druid sometimes.
Slow down some of those combos. Slow down some of those big, scary monsters. Minions, excuse me.
Dude, this Azure Drake has done so much damage. It's
12
damage so far.
Yeah. Not to mention drawing that card. Well, actually, it was a mirror entity, so never mind. He didn't draw any cards of that.
At least he can clear one of the 4/4s this turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can actually clear the board like this, though.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah, I think he has to, too. He's down to 19 health already.
You know, you don't really need the combo in most cases versus Mech Mage anyways. In my experience, you know, you end up seeing Force of Nature actually uses a board clear a lot of the time, especially in situations like this where, you know, your whole early ramp got messed up by a mirror entity and you're kind of just stuck in this awkward place.
That's probably the only Force of Nature in his deck, too. I'm guessing this one runs 1 combo, just 2 Savage Roar and 1 Force of Nature. All right. Some more board on the board. Okay.
Probably going to boom here just because there's 2 minions on the board. You could draw. Healing is just out of the question.
No. Yeah, you don't want to heal right now. All right, there's Dr. Boom. He's at the board. And so far, Seulsiho still really has a great position in this game. Especially seeing that Force of Nature used. I think that should make him feel very, very safe, especially being still at 30 health.
Yeah, he doesn't really have to worry too much right now. Oh, you could Frostbolt Dr. Boom and run these 2 in.
Yeah.
And then ping it.
Good.
He has the Drake. Should give him another draw. What do you think here? There's a few different things he could do. With the Death Rattle minions here, he's going to get another spare part if he runs in the 2-1.
That's a tough turn.
It is a tough turn. He
really-
has tools, but it's like, which one is the best tool?
Well, you do need to deal with Dr. Boom because 7 damage repeatedly will wreck you, obviously. But you don't want to use the emergency coolant because you have Antonidas in the hand. You want to save that. I think you might be right that it might just be good to use the Frostbolt into 2 minions. It doesn't feel good.
Thing is, if he freezes here, it hurts his Antonidas later on.
It's true, but he's still going to get a spare part from the Clockwork Gnome, and his opponent is so low already. I think it's worth it. Excuse me. Okay, so he's just going to clear though.
That's fine. I like this. This is what I would have done. Ooh, Tharusian. Tharzan.
Tharzan, Emperor Tharzan, but
Sorry.
is it too late?
Tharusian.
Tharusian? Tharzan.
There have been several cards historically in Hearthstone pronounced wrong by casters. So
Like what?
I don't know. I can't think of any off the top
Oh,
of my head.
okay. Sorry to put you on the spot
But
there.
like, at least I didn't call my team Doge Doggy House. I didn't do that. That was kind of weird. But
Doge House?
yeah. I'm pretty sure that one's supposed to be Doge. Name your team after a meme and then call it Doggy. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, he's just gonna run these bombs into the face here, save him for I guess minions he might encounter later.
Potentially more damage.
All right,
Here we go.
here's that Antonidas train starting. He's gonna freeze. Actually,
You can just clear the 5/5.
yeah. What is he
Well,
gonna
if he does-
freeze one of the bots? I guess maybe.
Well, if he does 5 damage, that would bring him down to 13, which would mean that if he can get another fireball, he can. Well, he's still 2 turns away from being able to double fireball and then Hero Power to finish him off. Plus, there's armor from the Hero Power.
Just freeze one of the bots, trade the 5/5.
Yep.
That's what I'd do.
I
You
think
just
you're right.
get that first fireball. You've got so many more fireballs. Oh, he's gonna do this.
I think.
Oh, actually, yeah, this is probably the better play. It doesn't matter if his cards get 1 less for another turn because you're just gonna kill him. So you don't really
Certainly.
care that much about it.
Certainly more aggressive. Now, he's got enough where he can silence Antonidas and play his Sludge Belcher, too.
If either of those minions live, he dies though. Yeah, if either of those minions live, he dies unless he heals with the.
Well, can they get through the Sludge Belcher, though?
Well, if he doesn't play that, I suppose. Yeah, I should say.
Because if you
I
heal,
forgot the
you're
cost
just
is
gonna be in
lower
trouble.
too.
Yeah.
So.
Because then you can still use your Drew Power and armor up, too. It looks like you might just heal.
Oh, he's gonna draw.
No, just draw. Wow.
Well, he's dead, I think.
Oh, Savage Roar. But it's
Still
not
enough.
anywhere near
Not
enough
even
damage.
Close.
Yeah, he knows his opponent has a Fireball. So he's going to have to try to get something done with those boom bots. It's going to be... Oh, okay. 3 damage on Antonidas. Oh,
Only needs 2.
Oh, wow, he got it. I can't believe it. Look at that. Silence him to take away the freeze, and he trades. Wow, what a great turn from Looksam.
That was an amazing turn.
That was a beautifully played turn. He got the boom bots exactly where he needed it, though. Oh, man.
That was
Wow.
perfect. Just chance there.
No
but
kidding.
the game's not over yet. I mean,
No,
he's
not at all.
He's got Fireball he can use, either in that later stage to try to get the win.
His opponent's still low, but now you have to start to worry about the Savage Roars a little bit if the Druid player can get some minions out on the board.
I think the draw here is definitely the first play.
Yep.
It's definitely the safest. That Mad Scientist certainly isn't going to do him any favors the rest of this game. He was so close to lethal. Well, let's see what he draws here. I think he's starting to get pretty low in cards as well, so he's got a good idea of the chances of drawing that second Fireball.
Yep, we'll see. Spider Tank.
Spider Tank, not what he wants here.
Yep.
He might want to consider fireballing that 5/5.
Well, he's not that low yet, and he saw, the big thing is he saw a Force of Nature used. If he hadn't seen that used, I think he'd be approaching this a bit differently.
Yeah.
But seeing what's in this game, he can try to bank on the fact that there might not be the double combo in the Druid deck. Because if you play the Piloted Shredder, you get some pretty sticky board presence that you might just be able to, bulldoze through for a win next turn, depending on the clear. But he will just go ahead.
Better
do that
safe than
5/5.
sorry. You can see Looksam is really happy with this, though.
Yeah, I think I would be too. Let's see what he draws with this.
Sylvanas is not a bad choice, but I'd be concerned about life still. At this point, because you have I think first Wild Growth, see what you get.
Well, you know the Antonidas Fireballs aren't really a problem anymore. You can play Ancient of Lore and Sludge Belcher in the same turn because of Emperor Tharzan. I think that's looking pretty strong right now, especially if he uses the heal.
Yeah.
Yep, and he will. Okay, Emperor Tharzan to the rescue. And getting closer to ending it with that Savage Roar, possibly. Goblin Blast Mage.
Not going to be too useful. I mean, it's going to help him, but it's all these minions are so much health that...
Yeah.
You should play a mech first.
Yeah, may want to play a mech before that.
Yeah. Okay, so this is not too bad. Well, the Salvage Roar is so scary once he starts to get more minions out.
If he plays a Spider Tank and then the Blast Mage, he can afford the hero power to try to ping something that barely didn't die. That's who he's kind of banking on, playing very, very safely. And now he doesn't really get it, so the Mad Scientist will be the play then. I like how he played that out, though. It gave him the most options.
14 damage on the board right now with Savage Roar, so he can't do that quite yet.
Seulsiho's just like, please don't have the combo, please don't have the combo.
He's not playing around it. You know, that Fireball we saw earlier, yeah, he's definitely scared of it.
So he's really expecting the double combo out of this Druid deck. And again, these guys are teammates. So he probably has a pretty good idea about what's in Looksam's deck because...
What do you think about this blind Sylvanas without drawing? I guess there's not much he's going to draw here that he's really going to want.
Well,
has he used either of his Wraths this game? I don't think he has.
No, I think he's just going to kill the Azure Drake here. Yeah. So let's see, 10 damage for his opponent here. So Fireball Frostbolt would do it, but that's not going to be in the hand of Seulsiho just yet.
He just draws into it with the Arcane.
There you go.
Or not Arcane, well, never mind.
I don't know what you're going for
I'm
there.
going for that card that draws you 2 cards, but it's not Arcane. Arcane Intellect?
Yeah, Arcane Intellect, yeah.
That would give him... I'd give him enough mana to do
Not going to run that in Mech Mage,
no.
I think, but if he had it,
if
he'd
he had
a
it.
chance.
I just couldn't think of the name of the card.
Some cheap mechs. Time to go all out. Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yep.
Still not enough to kill. There's Cenarius, though. That's going to protect his minions a bit more.
Yep. Now he's thinking, do I use it for the buff or do I use it for the taunt? I think that you're using it for the buff. Your minions are a lot stickier. He's just going to wait for it. Yeah, because if he can play the Shade this turn and another minion and maybe live. Innervate.
Well, might as well play that and use Cenarius now.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well innervate out Cenarius at this point.
Could have been worse, I guess. Actually, probably not really.
I don't know. Let's see what his opponent has. 11 damage on the board right now. So he's going to go ahead and get the taunts anyway, because if there was a Fireball drawn, then obviously that would be lethal. Has to give him a 5/8 though. That is
actually
awkward.
An insanely close game. I don't want to even do any math on this. I'm like trying to. He could run the Sylvanas now into the Cenarius.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that's what
he's narrowing it down with the stuff he doesn't want. Oh, he's going to get
see what he
good
gets.
out of this too. The mech
no matter what, it's going to be good.
Oh, wow, he got the Cenarius. Double Cenarius, what does it mean? I think it means Seulsiho's dead, man.
Starts to look that way.
Yep, only a Frostbolt in the hand of Seulsiho. He can't clear, he can't get through. He's still got 26 health, but with that Savage Roar, that is probably enough damage without doing the math. We'll see how things end up. Yep, might as well get rid of that.
Yeah.
All right.
He's actually going to be able to
get rid of quite a bit.
Yeah, he's actually going to clear most of this up. It's just really annoying.
He's actually going to live.
Yeah, he lives for now.
Because it's only 21 damage with a full combo, and he's only got Savage Roar, but that is swipe.
Why would he freeze the Druid and not freeze Cenarius? I guess because he just wants to keep it alive? Huh. Well, let's see what he gets.
Good question.
Oh, a noob.
Oh boy.
Well, that's why you don't freeze that one, I think.
I mean, and as Mech Mage, what do you draw now? What can you possibly draw into?
Annoyotron! Annoying the audience here for a moment.
Well, it is annoying. Might as well poke down the Scenarios more, right?
Yeah, for sure. You're never going to get here.
Yep.
You missed the boat on getting lethal.
I'd say so. Wrath.
There's that first Wrath.
He's going to cycle it.
Yep. Starting to get pretty low on cards, too, at this point.
Yeah, what's he draw?
Another
Wild
cycle.
Growth.
Just keep cycling. We're riding the bicycle
I really wonder
right
if
now.
he's got the double combo in here. It sure seems like, from the way these guys are playing, that he does. Another Wrath. Let's cycle again. Let's just. What is this, Miracle Druid?
Now
suddenly?
it's a tricycle, man, with 3 cycles in a row.
Piloted Shredder at the end of all that. I mean, it's a good card.
Cycle
well
that
drop it
minion,
in.
too.
He sort of will be, in a way. Yeah, keep Scenarios as healthy as you can. Still dies for a Fireball. There's a Fireball. Yeah. Oh, boy. Seulsiho's like, oh, man. I have to use the Fireball in Scenarios. Oh, man. And you can play, at this point from Seulsiho, you can play to not lose, but you can't play to win.
Yeah.
That's the problem, is you're just going to slowly get
Eventually you're
ground
going
to
to die.
There's nothing you can draw. Is that enough? It's, let's see, it's going to be 14 plus 4, so not quite enough yet. Or 14 plus 5, I guess, with the hero power, so looks like
15,
he's just going to do it.
19.
Yeah,
yes.
so he's just going to be able to kill him with the hero power next turn then. Or I guess
Did I calculate this wrong? I think it's 19 that he has.
Yeah, it is. You don't need to swipe this turn. Yep. But Seulsiho knows. Yeah, he's just going to concede. There's nothing you can draw with Mech Mage at that point, and how about that?
Well,
Looksam
starting the upset. Yeah.
He is, and you know, I don't know if you can even call it much of an upset even more. I'm convinced, man. Looksam is playing really, really well. Definitely deserves his spot on the Gatsio team.
So unfortunate to lose to a teammate like this. I mean, he hasn't lost yet, but...
Well, and Seulsiho is still totally in it. I mean, he gets to come back tomorrow and try to qualify again, or try to get to the next round again, I should say. And he's still got a chance. It's a 2-0 lead for Looksam. And we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll see if Seulsiho can start the comeback, or if we're going to end our night a little bit sooner than expected here. Either way, it's been a great series of matches. And Looksam looking to close it out.
Looking bored. Looks like he wants to take it easy.
Huh.
Taking that yawn there.
You're playing that Druid deck. Maybe that's the way it feels. When we come back, guys. Game number 3, Looksam versus Seulsiho. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. And welcome back to the middle of our final match tonight here on Hearthstone Masters, and we have Seulsiho down 2 games to his teammate Looksam.
You know, Looksam has, I mean, just looking at his portrait, I mean, if you take a look at that guy while he's playing these plays, like, he has been super energetic this entire series.
He gets into it.
He really does, and not to say that Seulsiho does not, but he's just had some bad luck. I mean, he's got to be pretty tilted right. He's going to be pretty frustrated.
Well, the cloaking field on this Antonitis in game number 1, jeez. Look at that. Would have easily won the game. Would have easily won that mirror match if it weren't for all those fireballs.
Yeah.
Wow. Jaina really screams
Korean
agony when on the Korean client, man. Yeah. Wow. So.
I play on the Korean server for Heroes of the Storm too, man. There's a lot of different screaming going on.
I gotta start doing that. Latency would be much better.
Oh, it's much better. Right.
Okay, you've talked me into it.
Yeah, it's really great.
And Seulsiho trying to make a bit of a comeback. He got Looksam low-ish, but in the end, boombots coming through.
Yeah, those boombots were like too perfect.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, those boombots really did seal the deal. So a little bit of good fortune for Looksam. And he always freaks out about every play. He's like, oh no, oh wait, it's okay.
He just wants people to check out his very fancy watch.
Maybe that's it.
He's not really actually concerned at all.
And look at this, like another instance of just good fortune coming Looksam's way. He grabs Cenarius. Seulsiho's like, what do I do? Poor guy, look at that. Absolute sadness, and he just concedes. Not gonna win this one.
That's not gonna happen.
Yep. So, we're going to game number 3. We know it's going to be the Warlock from Looksam.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty solid looking Warlock deck, honestly. I feel like it's one of the better ones we've seen. But Seulsiho has a choice of all 3 decks. What is he going to use to try to stay alive? Or at least move on. He'll stay alive either way, I guess. But what's he going to try to use to stay alive in this match and maybe move on to the next round without having to play again tomorrow? It's time to get into the 3rd game of our final match and see who takes it. Will it be Seulsiho? Will it be Looksam? Trying to get into the game? Find out. All right, the real beginning. Possibly
Warlock
the beginning of
Mirror.
the end.
Indeed.
Oh, I'm excited. Warlock Mirror. I was wondering if he was going to just go for this.
Well, the thing about it is you have to win with all 3, like you're saying.
Yep.
But this is kind of like your scouting win, where it's like, okay, you gotta win, and you gotta try to find out as much information as possible about your opponent's deck. Because this is the first time he's playing against the Warlock, so he wants to see as much as possible. And I feel like in a Handlock Mirror, you can get a lot of information about what your opponent's doing because you're going to play a lot of cards. The matchup could go quite long.
Yeah, and these guys didn't see the previous matches, so they don't have that scouting information. So let's see what it's going to be. Warlock, Handlock Mirrors can get pretty interesting.
Well, we're definitely going to have a lot of taps here into these Drakes. 2 Drakes, though, for Seulsiho, so he's probably pretty happy with that.
And Looksam able to get something. Oh, there's something for the Voidwalker at least. Although in the end, it may really come down to who can make more hero power infernals. Oh, there is Emperor Tharazan. Tharazan. I'm starting to say it different too now. Tharazan. Stop it! No. We'll just call him Emperor Tom.
Big MT.
Emperor Tad. EMT.
Just big MT. You know.
He's first on the scene to save everybody.
Ooh.
Big ET.
ET phone home.
Voidcaller and the Twilight Drake.
Voidcaller doesn't have any targets except Jiraxis, so I mean, early on in the game, a 315 is pretty nice, especially when you've got big taunters to come alongside it once you draw those.
Yeah, if he really wants to, he can owl this and then trade in for Jiraxis. He's thinking about it.
You know,
he's holding the owl. Do you want it? I mean, a 315, if it comes out early, yeah, it's going to get burned through eventually. He's going to do it. And you're going to face Jiraxis a bit early. Seulsiho, though, obviously not too happy about that. 15 health is difficult to go through, for sure.
It's not impossible, but is absolutely annoying.
Yeah.
And you can always buff it with taunts, like I mentioned before.
Yeah, if that gets Defender of Argus, ugh. It's not good. The Soulfire is really interesting in Looksam's deck.
Yeah.
I feel like it does.
He didn't use it in the previous match at all.
Yeah, well, you got to be careful, of course. But I feel like it does give him maybe a little bit of a bonus in the mirror, just because it helps him clear out those bigger health creatures a little bit easier.
Well, I think just playing a Sludge Belcher here is pretty good.
Yeah. Now, if I recall, Seulsiho is running Mountain Giants, and Looksam is not.
Looksam is definitely not. We already saw
Yeah,
that.
he's not, but I think Seulsiho was.
Yeah, he was actually. At least one.
So Seulsiho's deck a little bit more older school.
Yeah.
The only new card we've seen is Emperor Thaurissan.
It's true.
Yeah. I mean, that may change. Again, I really believe that once the mid-range warrior is tuned properly, it's going to be pretty good. We have people reaching high legend with it already.
Yeah.
It's just got to find its niche, you know?
Got to find the rhythm.
Yeah. The tempo.
The tempo.
Well,
not that other team, but yeah, the tempo.
The storm of tempo.
Yeah.
Jiraxis takes a bit of damage, doing a bit of damage to that Twilight Drake.
Yeah, just poking. I mean, that Jiraxis has so much health, so.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to take Zombie Chow with Sylvanas.
No.
But it may not be a bad play either way. You could run in and kill the Zombie Chow first, then play Sylvanas. If you're going to play Sylvanas, I'd... Alrighty. I mean, it doesn't really matter, I guess, does it? It's just going to go for Fates, too.
That's interesting.
Okay. Ah, hello.
Could play Thaurissan this turn.
Yeah.
I
I think he probably will. I mean, it's a 5/5 body on the board that needs to be dealt with, and
you can't.
with that kind of hand, it's nice to get it all cheaper.
You can't necessarily. Actually, I don't think there's any way to steal it either. I'm trying to think of a way, but I can't. Where you could use Sylvanas to steal it for sure. I don't think there's any way.
To steal Thaurissan?
Yeah. Even if he Shadow Flames it, it's going to kill Thaurissan. So like.
Pretty unlikely.
He would.
Yeah.
He would then steal either the 4/3 or the 3. In this case, 6. Jiraxis.
You'd have to. Well, you'd have to Shadow Flame the Twilight Drake and then run Sylvanas into something and hope you get lucky.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's definitely some ways we can kind of turn it into his favor. I was just going to get rid of this right away and then play it later.
Little coil time. And what's Sylvanas going to take?
Not Zombie Chow for his sakes, I hope.
Oh, he grabs the Twilight Drake. It's only a 4/3 though, so it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
It really wasn't that bad. No matter what Sylvanas took, 3/7 isn't terribly threatening either.
Yeah, but for Seulsiho, he's just like, oh, at least it's not the Zombie Chow.
Sludge Belcher, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, there's those Mountain
Yeah,
Giants.
there's the Mountain Giants starting to make their appearance now.
I like the idea of using Defender of Argus here just because you can clear that first charge of the Sludge Belcher.
And you could also silence it to clear it completely if he was really feeling
That's true.
I don't think that would be too bad because he's going to be able to clear it for free, safely, and then just maybe hit face.
I suppose it depends on if he wants to save a silence for, you know, a taunt later on to clear just to get through for some last damage. May not. I think, yeah, playing that Owl right now may just be overreaching a little bit, you know?
Yeah, I feel you.
You still have a 5/3 and a 5/1, and
he's like only concerned about his opponent having Hellfire right now, basically, which he doesn't have.
Well, this will clear really well with Zombie Chow. Yeah, look at that.
Oh wow. Jiraxis is going to clear up that last Argus.
Yep. Really nice turn. Getting that 6/6 on the board. Pretty great.
I think it just rag it here. YOLO rag, as they say.
I think would seem a little bit too dangerous with the 6/6 already on the board. You know, he can clear it so easily.
Yeah, and if he hits face, then it's like, well, you know, what if he has Molten Giants in there?
Oh wow, is he actually going to
I don't think it's that bad of a play, but I feel like there are better plays.
I mean, it is quote-unquote board clear either way, and here we go, Seulsiho.
If he hits the 6/6, it's going to be great.
Oh, it
face.
goes to face. Oh,
Not
man.
what he wants here.
No, not exactly. Not exactly.
Oh, boy. Well, he's got a few ways to clear it.
It's still not the easiest clear, right? Because you would have to, if you wanted to clear it, you'd have to either run both in, and they'd both die, or you'd have to run one in, and then well,
Shadow Flame the other.
Infernal, and then, well, Soulfire the other probably.
Soulfire,
on
yeah.
Rag.
He could lose one of these cards for sure.
Not Emperor Thaurissan. He's got a lot of good stuff to keep. That's the kind of tricky part.
He could also just ignore it. I mean, that's kind of crazy, but it's something he could do.
No, you really could. You're right.
The owl that's in his opponent's hand might make that a bit risky, but if he taunts here, he should be safe against it. If he taunts, if he puts up... Yeah, I think it could be okay if he taunts here.
Being down to 11 health with no anti-Keel bots or anything in the hand, I feel like you should just go to face and just cross your fingers, you know? Because it's still 2 turns. Okay, he's just going to defend to that. Soulfire, and he's going to clear with Draxus. What does he discard? Oh, Emperor Tharazin gets discarded. Well,
we're almost past the point where that would be an insane deal, but it's still a pretty big deal.
Still would have been pretty nice.
Because once you start getting Dr. Boom down there and some of these other cards, you can do some really nice clears. Like Dr. Boom, you get a Shadow Flamed if you've got those both reduced to kill something like this.
I do agree that Dr. Boom would have been a little bit more helpful, but... Or would have been a little bit worse maybe to discard, but either way, Tharazin is not something you wanted to lose there.
You didn't want to lose either of them. You really want, ideally, probably want to lose like the Drake here or Hellfire. Like Hellfire's not going to be too useful for you.
Both of them wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
It's not going to prevent the Shadow Flame, but it would make it be the only thing he played on that turn. So that means he'd have to Shadow Flame the Infernal and run the 2/3 in to clear the board.
Yeah, I'm just worried. Like after this, what's his follow-up? Because if he does this, and it gets that occurs, right? If the Shadow Flame occurs, he's got a bunch of weak cards in his hands and Shadow Flames that aren't too useful. And he's got the Antique Heal bot, which he's not low yet, so that's not that useful for him yet either. He's got cool combos he can do, but if he does this and he gets Shadow Flamed, he doesn't have much else he can do after that.
It's a good point. Ancient Watcher. Oh, and he's just going to go ahead and taunt those up. Okay.
We might see a Hellfire here, but it's so scary when you have no heals. Hellfire after the Shadow Flame. Well, he's going to lose his Argus for free, but
I mean, the fact that that's a 9/9 now just makes it really annoying, and that's why Seulsiho really needed to buff that. It's a good move.
He could. Oh wow, he's going to draw.
Doomguard.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I think
you couldn't. Well, you could have Shadow Flamed and then put out a Sludge Belcher.
Yeah, that's actually what I was saying.
That was probably the stronger play. He can still do this and play a Sludge Belcher, so he can still delay a bit. He's just going to Shadow Flame this, I guess. And this is still a clear, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Not the cleanest clear, but a clear. He's so low. His opponent actually has a Hellfire.
Wow.
Oh, wow, with the Loatheb.
Yeah.
Is that just too much? I think that might be.
I think that's pretty impossible to deal with. Yeah, there's a Void Cog. There's nothing you can do. I think that's it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Seulsiho is going to take a game. I think he's going to stay alive in this series.
Nice.
Yeah, looking a little bit more confident on your screen right now.
That's what I wanted to see.
Well, he has to play, anti-Killbot. If he plays that, though, he can't play the Sludge Belcher. So why not anti-Kill? Well, he didn't have it in his hand, I guess. Never mind. Sludge Belcher. It's just going to get cleared so fast. I mean, we know Seulsiho's got the hand to take care of this.
Yeah, we can just pounce it.
Yep.
So,
got multiple ways to do it.
all right, well.
That is that. Seulsiho takes game 3. Still alive in this series. And we are going to game number 4. Seulsiho has Mage and Druid yet to use against this Warlock.
And he scouted that deck out pretty well.
Yeah.
He got a lot of information.
Well, the tricky thing, I think, is going to be winning with the Mage, right? Mech Mage has a really hard time against Handlock sometimes, so I think it's going to come down to that. I think he can certainly take a game with the Druid, but Mage is going to be the tough one for Seulsiho. We'll see what he decides to go with in the next game.
Yeah. What would you do? Would you Druid or would you Mage first? I think I would Mage first.
I mean, it doesn't matter a whole lot. I think Mage is, like we said, kind of the problem one.
But for your mentality, like...
And you can... Yeah, if you just get in there, get a great draw, they don't get the best draw, you just roll over them with Mech Mage, and then you can go into the final game with Druid and feel a bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, it doesn't really affect anything either way what he picks, but...
True. I mean, it's just...
I'd rather get the Mage out of the way, too, personally. I agree with that.
Me too, because Imagine you are playing Druid and you're stressed out already because it's not the easiest matchup. I mean, you take it, and you're thinking the whole time like, even if I win this, I still have to win the back mage. It hurts your mind a little bit. I think.
Very true.
That's my thoughts on the matter.
No,
but
I agree.
It literally doesn't matter. It's all up to his personal preference.
That's right. Either way, he's got to win with him. What is he going to pick? Seulsiho versus Looksam. Time for game number 4. First math was hard, now apparently counting is hard. It's time for game number 4.
See that mage? No, he's going Druid.
Yeah, okay. Well, Druid probably has a little bit of a higher chance to win this one, but it doesn't really matter. Again,
It doesn't matter.
Either way, he's got to win or he is going to have to come back and play again tomorrow, and I don't think Seulsiho wants to do that.
No.
I don't think Looksam wants to do that either, though.
Well, that's the conundrum here. That's why they're fighting.
That's true.
They're fighting over that.
A battle of teammates.
So, an Innervate in the hand here for Seulsiho, but he doesn't have anything to use it with.
Zombie
Not
chow
yet.
for Looksam.
Ooh!
Oh, there we go. Nice draw. Getting that wild growth is so huge.
That wild growth was so huge it knocked Looksam back in his
I know.
chair.
He's reacting so much, man.
What an actor.
He's like, oh, it's so wild.
Definitely consider acting after this, I think.
If the Hearthstone career doesn't pan out.
Yeah. Now he's going to silence the zombie chow so he doesn't get health back.
Yeah, that's right. Brilliant. Everyone say,
The Wrath, he could Wrath, draw a card. Then, I mean, I guess he could Innervate and then kill it, but I don't think that's a good play here. It's not terrible, but it's not ideal.
Well, it's likely you get a 2-4 on the board. I mean, 2-4s aren't going to do a ton against handlock.
It costs you your
Yeah, I think this is fine.
it costs you your Innervate as well. So.
Yeah. Let's do that. Make it a decent clear. It does. I mean, either way, you're going to be vulnerable to getting Mortal Coiled here, giving them a draw, but there's no way getting around that, and that's what, it was kind of making him hesitate playing that zombie chow, but might as well get it out of the way, right?
Yeah.
Because you want to save those Keeper of the Groves for things like Twilight Drakes. You want to be able to silence the taunts, silence the Twilight Drake down to 1 health. So that's what's really going to make a difference in this matchup.
Looks like he's going to go ahead and drop out the Void Caller. I think as a Void Caller can only call another Void Caller in this case so far.
Yep.
He has a Mortal Coil, so can trade that later into the other zombie to get that card draw.
Yeah. Sludge Belcher.
Pretty safe choice.
Yep. And you can just go ahead and clear the zombie chow just to gain a little bit of health back.
And then he's
Perfectly efficient.
Yes. Now he's going to use that Mortal Coil most likely, I would guess.
What's the draw? Oh, Doomguard. Wow. Okay.
Well, so that makes
Now
sense.
he's got a target for that Void Collar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he can actually, Defender Vargas seems pretty tempting because you can clear the first charge or the first initial Sludge Belcher. Get that out of the way.
Well, he won't be able to kill it this turn.
Yeah, you're right.
He'll go 4/5, but he
Yeah.
can Mortal Coil it next turn. I like it. It's solid. I also like using Mortal Coil to just kill a zombie chow and getting a draw, because I'm all about draws. I'm kind of addicted to drawing.
Well, that's a good thing to be in a CCG.
Yeah.
And here comes the silence.
Yeah, this is just let me see.
Yeah.
He's got another one, but this hurts, especially because he just Argus that.
Now, he can get the draw from Wrath if he runs into it with the Sludge Belcher, but he can clear things a bit more efficiently if he just kills the Defender with the Sludge Belcher, but he may just want to go ahead and Wrath here. He can actually clear both if he Wraths the Defender. But I like cycling for the draw. Oh, and he's not going to. Okay, just 0 power. All right then, keeping everything alive. Molten Giant. Did that Warlock just say what's good?
What would be good?
What would be good?
Yeah.
Trying to read the Korean.
Yeah, I mean, you're very, very small, so what would be good, basically?
Ah, I see. Ooh, Sludge Belcher would be good.
It's just like kind of Korean to talk to yourself.
What would be good?
Would be good for us, almost like as also another translation, I guess.
I talk to myself when I play Hearthstone, though.
Yeah, I think it's a common thing.
Yeah.
You're not crazy.
I explain my plays to my dog. Maybe that's a bit crazy, but
See, the thing is, Mako,
yeah.
I want to actually trade this.
I'm gonna trade the Snow Chugger into the,
I can imagine that. I can see it.
and I think he's gonna silence.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's not very many silence targets in this. If you can start getting the health down pretty low, like yeah, you want to silence some of those taunts later, maybe, but Looksam's pretty upset about it, as you can see.
Well, playing the Doom Guard from the hand is not what you want to do.
No. That's going to be Tharson to Tharson, Tharusian style.
Tharzan. Tharzan to Tharzan sounds like some sort of sitcom.
Yeah.
Come on. Whoa, hello.
Oh.
Hello, KT. I think you still play Emperor Tharzan this game, or this turn, rather.
Yeah, because you can't kill Tharson of your opponent.
You can.
Oh,
well,
with
you
Innervator,
can.
yes, you could.
Well, you can. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess so. But
Yeah,
I
actually, I think
you
this-
Wrath him and run into him.
I think if you Wrath here, then you yeah, I like KT
Oh, you will
here.
just go ahead and play
Yeah.
KT. Okay.
Actually, this is a good play. I totally forgot about the Innervate, so.
Well, I was thinking Tharzan, and then you clear as well, and you still have your own Tharzan on the board. But
People in the
Keeper of
crowd
Grove
are
gonna come back, man.
People in the crowd are laughing about this. This is no laughing matter. This is Kel'Thuzad.
No kidding. This is serious for Seulsiho, man. He's got Kel'Thuzad out.
Yeah. Kel'Thuzad's initials, man, same as
big
one of the best.
KT.
Yeah, one of the best Korean pro gaming teams we've got out here.
It's one short of the best one. It needs an S before it.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's right.
Ooh.
That's what I think. I don't know.
Shots fired. Well, you know, he can actually just play his own Tharson in a moment here. He's gonna silence this.
Yeah. Well,
That's-
I wouldn't want KT to stick around.
Yeah, that's not a bad move.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad to silence KT. That's not a.
He's still
Not a bad move.
around. I mean, he's still pretty tough.
Well, he's still 6'8".
Yeah, I mean,
So he's big game hunter proof at least, right? But
yeah, and he's gonna be able to start clearing some stuff.
True.
I'm not saying that like that makes the silence any
Well,
worse. It just goes to show that even with the silence, he has a tough time here now.
He can clear the board and put down his own Emperor Tharzan.
Yeah, and that's what I think we're gonna see him do here.
Probably. Doesn't have a lot of cards to benefit from it with, but it's more than he's probably going to have for the rest of the game, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, what's he? He's gonna wait to use it until it doesn't really matter anymore.
He's going to wait for an Ancient of Lore, then he's going to use it to draw, and then he's going to play it, and then he's going to get like one more card with it, maybe.
He's actually, you know, deep in thought about how exactly he wants to use this.
Well, this is good. This is actually like a big change in the Korean scene from last year. Like, these guys were playing way too fast in 2014, but so far this year they're looking very solid.
Well, they're used to playing those quick-paced games like League of Legends, StarCraft.
Yeah, he really wants to keep that 6'8" as healthy as he can.
Yeah, it's
Can't
always
blame
good to
him.
keep Kel'Thuzad healthy. Make
Well,
sure he's eating right.
He's already a Lich, so he's already undead. So the healthiness side is kind of too late for KT, but you can keep him around, you know?
And keep all of his bits together.
It's about sustaining the remains.
Yeah.
Yep.
Preservatives, probably a lot of that going on.
That's right.
Gonna keep your KT undead
You have to keep
fresh.
KT in like a sealed jar with all the air out of it. Keep him in a dark, not moist place.
Yeah.
A dark, dry cupboard.
Yeah, exactly.
KT should last a couple months that way.
Yeah, at least a
Yeah.
couple months.
Yeah.
His minions that are nearby him probably last a little bit longer because he's gonna keep bringing them back.
Yeah, maybe.
They don't need help.
KT keeps well. And that's pretty good.
Ooh, that efficiency.
That taunting.
Well,
All right.
well, you can trade into the Drake with 2 of those minions. Should that be how he wants to play this? I think that's about the only choice he's got here. The question is more so, what does he want to play along with it? Tharson?
I don't know. If he hasn't played it now, when?
I mean, I feel like the benefits that he's going to get out of playing it now are still pretty strong. Like, you know, if he plays it, he's probably going to play the Taz Dingo with it. And he's going to get 2 4-cost minions. That'll give him another ability to use his hero power with those 2.
Very
or
true.
Another 2-drop like Wrath, for example, going forward. So he's not going to be able to deal with the Ancient Watcher this turn.
He's really worried about Shadow Flame. And you always have to be against Handlock when the board starts to develop a little bit too much. But, you know, the fact that KT was silenced kind of is maybe a bit of an indication that there's no Shadow Flame in there, since you can put together decent Shadow Flame combos with minions that don't maybe have the highest attack. But he will just go for Emperor Tharzen. Yep, and there's Ascension Shieldmaster too.
I was liking this.
KT comes alive.
So 2 4s, that gives him another 2-drop. He can play along with those. It's a Disaster Strike. Can he remove Tharzen this turn?
If he plays the Doomguard,
Yeah, which is
I guess.
risky move. He also could try to remove it with the Shadow Flame as well. I mean, not the Shadow Flame, the...
Yeah, I can't blame him for tapping.
Soulfire.
Yeah, Soulfire. This hand is just not looking terribly good at the moment.
What else could he do? He could taunt up a giant. Oh, no, he doesn't have enough mana to do that.
Nope, not yet. It's a tough turn for Looksam.
Yeah, it really is.
Because, yeah, I mean, he could clear Tharzen, but the thing is he'd have to play that Doomguard, and that would discard him 2 cards. Or you'd have to play that Soulfire first, and that would discard 1 card. So either way, you're taking this huge risk. Might just be better to sort of stack the board a bit more.
Well, he doesn't have a lot more time to think about it, to be honest.
Nope. Rope is coming.
Okay, gonna get KT with this. Let's see what he drops.
What's he discard? Oh, man, that was Defender Vargas, dude.
He needed that.
That was rough. Oh, wow, and he draws into the big game hunter. No way.
Wow. Looks
I've
like
heard-
luck is swinging around here.
I've heard some of their favorite game is Giants.
Is that what you heard?
I don't know why they're going and killing these ancient sentient beings. That seems kind of harsh for these big game hunters.
Probably for the money, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'd guess. By the way, I don't even think he's going to drop either of these other ones. He can. I guess he could drop the Belcher. It's going to live through a Shadow Flame no matter what.
Well, there was already a Giant played, so it's unlikely that he's going to have another one and then Shadow Flame. I mean, it's possible, but it's unlikely because he already knows, he should know, this is a type of deck that doesn't include Mountain Giants. So the Giant Shadow Flame possibilities are 50% of what they normally are.
Sure. That first game scouts out a lot of information. It's so important.
Gets to draw with Mortal Coil. That's nice. Oh, there's the Giant.
But he doesn't have that Taunter anymore.
Well, he's got the Sludge Belcher, so he can play the Giant. Sylvanas.
Sylvanas isn't going to be too useful.
10 health, though. Oh, man.
He needs to play Belcher, and honestly,
Belcher Molten Giant, man.
Yeah. Well, he could Molten Giant Healing Bot, but is that even enough? 12 damage. It's enough.
Well,
it's enough, but it's so scary.
It's risky, yeah. If they have a Savage Roar, they draw into it. He's going to go for the heal anyway, though. I think you would be able to clear and win if you played Sludge Belcher right.
If he draws...
If he draws Savage Roar, I think it's over.
Yeah. Well, let's see if he gets it.
Yeah, Looksam looking on, Dr. Boom, and Ancient of War.
Not going to be enough, even with a charge here on
Yep.
Druid. So, does he clear? Probably.
I mean, Shadow Flame is a danger, right?
Yeah. Clear the Giant, I think. Maybe leave the heal bot alone. He can clear with his hero power, too. He actually can.
He's still got the ability to play the charge Drew the Claw, too, and clear with that in Big Game Hunter.
Yeah, actually, I think that's what he's going to do. Save your health. Could also taunt it, to be honest, too.
Well, he could also just use his hero power here and kill it and take 8.
Yeah.
Like, it's totally fine.
That's what I was saying earlier. Like, I mean,
Oh, okay.
he's got the 25 health, but you know, keep that Druid for later for that combo.
Yep.
I like this solution. It's a good one. Can actually remove the 3/3 with a Sludge Belcher, but I don't think he will.
Wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, I guess there's not much.
It really doesn't hurt anything. It's much safer. Oh, and there's Jiraxis. Wow.
Okay, well.
Still, though, if you play him, you're at 15 health. You lose 1 health, actually, so you're just as vulnerable as you always have been.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to play him now. I think he has to wait until the last second.
But, man, like,
if he can live that long.
That Doomguard would be so helpful if you could get it out there, but you'd kind of have to play the Sludge Belcher first, right? And if you did that, you'd have such a good chance. Well, you would definitely discard something good.
I think he has to tap.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, because if the combo gets strong, he knows the combo's not there yet. Otherwise, he would have been dead. if he draws something that allows him to clear this, like he hasn't used his Hellfire yet, right? That might be something you could draw that'd be useful.
He's played both Molten Giants, right?
Yeah. I think he's got another Shadow Flame in there too.
Yeah.
Actually, he might have both in there.
And if he taps, he'd be able to big game Hunter Shadow Flame, but that wouldn't do the trick. So maybe Sylvanas is just the way to go here.
He's chosen Sylvanas as his answer here. And he's going to go ahead and drop 2 cards.
Yep.
Oh,
man.
The worst.
Yep. Yep, pretty much the worst.
At least he can still deal with Dr. Boom, right?
Yeah, I guess so. You can deal with Dr. Boom. That's true. I like how you look on the bright side, Wolf.
I try to. Life of Brian taught me that, man.
Always look on the bright side of Hearthstone. Because Hearthstone is life.
Yeah. For these two, it is very importantly right now. It's like actually their life. Hearthstone Pros. Okay. Well, you know, I mean, he is going to go ahead and play that. He's going to play that Dr. Boom.
Yep. And he's going to be able to play it without any fear of Sylvanas taking anything. There we go. But there's a big game Hunter,
yeah.
So he can't handle it. But 2 Ancients of War, Druid of the Claw. It's not looking good at all for Looksam here. Shadow Flame. That would clear, but I mean, the Boombots would do so much damage to you that you'd probably just be dead from charge.
He has to
he's
wait.
Gonna wait.
He has to.
Oh, boy.
Oh, so perfect. So
bad.
Clean.
Well, I think he would have rather done damage to face there.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's the perfect damage to kill.
So fresh and so clean.
He used a big game. You could go 10. No, he goes 10 health.
That's
I was
true.
like, he should go 10. He should go 10 damage,
It'd
man.
be very YOLO. All right, well, Twilight Drake and Shadow Flame would, of course, clear everything except for the Ancient of War, but that would not help him. Shadow.
Oh, he could.
Or Hellfire.
I was gonna say he could silence it, but that's still not enough. He still have 1 health left.
Yeah.
Yeah, gives up.
Pretty dead.
We're going to the final game.
That's right. 2 in a row now for Seulsiho. Wins with the Warlock, wins with the Druid. Can he win with the Mage? Remember, this is one we're talking about. Mage is going to be tough. If you lose momentum early on, there's not a lot Mage can do to come back from something like that. He's going to need another Miracle Antonitis to do it. But this time, Seulsiho is going to have to be the one to pull that one out. We are going to game 5, finally, and this has been a great match. Both of these guys have been playing really well. The decisions have been very good.
I'm excited that we get to see this, but it's gone the distance.
Yep.
He's been able to take it back, but this is the hardest matchup now. This is his biggest test. Can he make this work? Can he draw the cards he needs?
That's right. The winner moves on to the semifinals. The loser isn't out, but he has to come back and play again tomorrow to avoid elimination. A huge match for both of these players. And here we go. It is time, guys, to get into the final game of the night. Game 5 between Seulsiho and Looksam here in Hearthstone Masters Korea. It's time. Let's get in the game. Here we go. The winner moves on to the semifinals. The loser has to come back and play again as we finish out this 4-man group in the round of 8. And it's a big deal, too, by winning this game, too. This is actually a $1,000 game of Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Because if you make it this far, you get 1 million Korean won. It's about $1,000 US. But if you make it to the semifinals, you get a minimum of 2,000.
True.
So,
and it's not necessarily the second person won't make it, but you guarantee that money. You win this one, you know?
Yeah, that's right. By doing this, you guarantee yourself a minimum of 2 million won, so about 2,000 USD. So, yeah, it really is like a $1,000 game of Hearthstone here that we're watching.
And for Seulsiho, this has been a mountain to climb to come back in the series, but this is the toughest part of the mountain. It's like when you get towards the top of the mountain, you're actually climbing the steepest part going against this handlock.
Yeah.
Oh, great hand.
Wow,
though.
what a hand for Seulsiho. Crazy. And it could all die to Hellfire, but what a start.
It could, but, you know, he doesn't have a Hellfire.
Not yet.
All right, this is actually starting to look insane.
It's time for the double cog.
It's time for that 10-cost Cogmaster.
That's right. He's got a 0 on the other side, too. Most expensive Cogmaster ever. Call this turn the Coin Master.
He's going to play both, and...
Oh, just one. Oh, okay, I was going to say, sometimes the Spectator Climb messes with me.
Yeah.
It messes with me a little bit, yeah. I was like, really? But there we go. And Looksam's like, wow, that is actually the worst hand I could possibly face. Because you know he's got a mech in there for 2 mana.
He has to draw.
Oh, wow. This is such a huge...
useless card in this matchup.
What a huge, huge lead. And there's the Annoyatron. A huge, huge lead for Seulsiho right off the bat. Look at that. 6 damage on his second turn.
He's on a clock big time. Looksam is.
You know, I feel like he just needs to play something
the
right
Ancient
now.
of War, right? Or the Ancient Watcher. Sorry, too many Ancients in this game.
Well, he's got no silence for it, but he'll have it taunt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's got to start hiding. He's on a clock big time.
Yeah, he really is.
Look at how low he is already. Going into turn 4, he is going to have 14 health.
Well, here's the tricky part, though.
You can't go too fast.
He brings him down to 14. I think Seulsiho's just going for it, man.
You got to be careful about the Giants, but still, at this point, I'd say go for it. Look at his hand. His hand also allows him to keep pushing.
Yeah, we may just see. Well, I mean, Defender Vargas really doesn't make the hugest difference here because he can still clear it very easily with 2 minions.
He's counting how much damage he has.
Yeah.
The answer is 9, 10 plus the 10 with the hero power this turn. If he draws Frostbolt, he's still alive by 1 health.
Yeah, but that's easy to ping down, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we know there's anti-Keelbot, but if he plays anti-Keelbot, he's not playing other stuff to control the board. So
exactly.
But the thing is, if you get him much lower and he draws a Molten Giant, then things start to get a little bit tricky. But if you get them low enough, you can usually just kill them with hero power. And that's generally how these aggressive matches go. Wow, he is going all out, man. I love it. Play to win. He doesn't draw into a win here, but I like Looksam's play, man. He's saying, all right, you probably have me dead, but this is the only chance I have of actually getting back into it.
A fireball would have killed him.
Yeah.
Now he's still in such a great spot. I say go face.
Yeah, man.
All the way. There's so much direct damage he could draw into.
You really don't need to worry about freezing the Twilight Drake or anything like that. You
all
just
the way
go
on
for
the
it,
face.
dude. You go for it.
All the way go for it.
He's doing it. All right, 5 health.
There's so many cards he could draw that instantly win him the game.
Sylvanas is not going to save him. Let's see.
He
Sludge Belcher.
he needs a Shadow Flame, but he just doesn't have it.
Yeah, he was hoping for the clear.
He has to taunt here, but even still, he knows he might just die anyways, which is the most terrible feeling.
Well,
the Healbot is still not going to save him.
With the taunt, he would, if he plays Sludge Belcher, he will die. If he plays Defender Vargas, he might be able to survive through here.
Actually, let me try to do the math on this a little bit. If he plays the Argus, he's going to go through 14 damage. I think the Argus would save him.
Is he just going to play Big Game Hunter for another body to clear with next turn? I mean,
if he does this,
I don't think the health from Defender is...
Well, if he plays that, what is he going to play with it? Is he going to tap with it? Like,
I would imagine he'd just play Big Game Hunter and just have another body on the board. But here we go. Defender Vargas just saying, hey, there's some big taunts to deal with. And Goblin
that
Blast
could actually
Mage.
just win the game. Is he going to YOLO it?
I think you might as well. You can soften some stuff up.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, trade the 3 2s in there, maybe, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, well, maybe. He could actually hit these 3 2s, both of them, into the 5/6, because that would mean he gets that damage efficiently for sure.
Yeah.
I think I would do that.
I do like that a little bit better, but might as well just see what you get.
Well, if he does this, there's 3 targets instead of 2. So, see, this is why I think this is a mistake, because you have a higher chance of hitting the Argus there in the middle. Anyway, he's still going to break through one of them.
Well, he'll break through both of them, but, you know, he won't have a lot left over. Whoa, shielded mini-bot. Oh, boy.
Clear it. Looksam is praying. Oh, he's not even going to clear it? I don't know about that. I mean, I guess if he doesn't, then Frostbolt also wins him the game.
Well, Soulfire, I mean, Shadow Flame doesn't do a whole lot here. Oh, Zombie Chow is the draw. Because Shadow Flame would only, you know, wouldn't clear anything, actually. But
does anything save him?
Healbot would bring him up to, what?
11.
11, yeah. So that would
save him.
Theoretically save him.
If he doesn't draw direct damage.
Yeah. Sludge Belcher would not save him because he could get through and then ping with the hero power.
Yeah.
So I think you really have to just
You
like
have to heal bot and hope for the best, right?
Robot Zombie Chow maybe. Wow, is Seulsiho actually brought it back and won with this Mech Mage? He may have.
Oh.
Yep, there's Zombie Chow, there's the heal bot. Okay, so back up to 11. Seulsiho's like, what, I have to get through this now?
Well, I mean, he's really hanging in there.
Yeah. Annoyatron.
That's not direct damage, though.
No, it's not. He's got the Piloted Shredder. I think Lothep would be pretty prudent to play this turn.
I think so too.
What are
It's
you vulnerable
damage.
to?
You're not vulnerable to anything.
You're only vulnerable to spells. So if you prevent those from getting cast next turn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you play it, then he can't Shadow Flame you. He can't Hellfire you. Well, he can't Hellfire anyway. He's just gonna die if he does that.
Yep. Is he gonna bring him down to 1?
Yeah.
He's thinking about it.
I think it's the best choice.
There you go. He's bringing him down to 1. He's saying,
Can
all right,
he
it's
win?
probably your only heal.
Yeah, can he win this turn?
Oh,
No.
Twilight Drake. How is he going to clear this? Let's see. So if he plays the Sludge Belcher, he can also play Sun Fury Protector, so he can actually get quite a few taunts out.
But if it doesn't matter what happens as long as he gets pinged, it's over. He has to win the game.
Ah, that's true. You're
or
right.
heal,
You're right.
and he can't.
That is it. Yeah, you can't heal. Oh man, Knife Juggler. It's like the luck is
even
just
more
not on his
dangerous?
side this game. Yeah. Oh wow, so Seulsiho coming back and taking, just gonna life tap to death. There it is. Oh, and there's a Hellfire. That's why you never do that, because you just feel even worse. So there it goes. It's Seulsiho moves on to the semifinals, and look, Sam, he's not out yet. He's coming back tomorrow. He's got a chance to still get into the semis, but Seulsiho makes it through, coming back with the reverse sweep. Wow, what a match to end the night with.
Very, very impressive. I am absolutely impressed by this guy.
Yeah.
Loving his play already. I'm a bit new to the Korean scene here in Hearthstone, but
Well,
he
I
made
think,
a fan out of me today.
You know, I think that was just such a great match from both sides. Looksam, Seulsiho, they both played really well. Either one of these guys, you know, really deserved to get through. And Looksam is going to be, I think, a pretty likely candidate when you look at the other people that might be coming up.
Yeah.
It's gonna be very interesting.
It will be, for sure.
So it's going to be Lucette versus Abelmo tomorrow for our first match, and then the winner of that will play Looksam. We're going to review that later on, but that's it for our matches tonight. We're going to open some packs like we always do.
Yeah, I want to check those out. What are they going to get?
Yeah, we'll see what the fans are able to acquire. Of course, if you are in Korea and you come to the studio, you get free packs, and then they have the winners open up more packs at the end of the day to you know, see if they, and then if they get like a legendary or epic, that adds to the pack pool that the crowd gets. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they get a lot of legendaries. I hope that just happens.
It happened 2 times in a row actually for one of the players.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you remember which legendaries they were? Were they like really good legendaries, or was it like Millhouse
Trade
Maelstrom?
Prince Gallywix and some
forgot
other
about that
one.
card.
I can't remember the other one. I don't know. They're doing an interview with Seulsiho right now, but of course we don't have Chobri here to translate for us, so we're kind of just sort of going to fill some time for a little bit.
Yeah,
but,
I think so. Either that or like I'll just kind of try to listen and see what I can pick up.
Do you want to try?
I might. I don't know. We'll see.
So I'll have to be silent while you do it.
Let's just talk.
Okay.
If I pick up on anything, I'll let you know.
Let's just chat.
Because I can't really focus while I'm sitting here. Like,
I know. It's tough. I don't know how Chobri does it.
no.
I just distract him.
I know. I'm like trying to listen. I'm like, I can't do it. I just can't do it.
All right, we don't even see it on the screen right now anyway, so it's no big deal. But yeah, really great matches today overall. I think I was really, again, surprised about the 3-0 from Seulsiho over Lucette. Lucette's a very strong player as well, too. You know, looking at our matches today, I feel like tomorrow I'm going to make a prediction that it's going to be Lucette over Abelmo, and then Lucette probably going down to Looksam in the last match of Group A.
That's just how the games look today.
Yeah.
The players' decks as well. I have a question for you because I'm not actually sure about this.
Sure.
Do players have the ability to change their decks from day to day? Oh, I guess not in a
No,
group.
they can't.
Not in a group.
Not
especially.
within the group. No,
Yeah.
they can't.
Oh, okay, so
Same decks tomorrow. Yep.
These players aren't going to be able to find out exactly which cards are in the decks, but they probably have a good idea by now. So
Well, they'll have access to the to the replays from today, but that's about it. But I think they'll have a pretty good idea about what's coming. But either way, that can't change their decks. They can only kind of make their decisions based on it, and their opponents have all the same information. So that's about it.
It's being a pretty cool sort of situation. Limited
it's
information
interesting.
for everybody. I've never really gotten the chance to commentate Hearthstone on a stage like this, so this has been really fun for me. And
Cool.
just to kind of experience what it's like at the highest level here in Korea and see
It's
the players.
so much better this year, you know? I mean, last year, the games, honestly, a lot of them were not very good. China was, like, way ahead of Korea. You could tell they just kind of came in and stomped people. And then, especially in Season 2. And then this season, people are playing slower. They're making better decisions. Their decks are much more on meta for the most part.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's been a scene that's hugely improved in the offseason since BlizzCon last year.
Sure. And even since before then, like the older OGN stuff, like the Invitational, for example.
And so now we're just going to look at a little bit of a replay here. They're talking with Seulsiho about his play early on, and here was one of his earlier games against Looksam. That Jiraxis was a bit scary, but in the end, Ragnaros came through.
Yeah.
By doing some damage to the face. There it is.
Could have been so scary.
Warlock's like, Gul'dan's like, what was that? Yeah, it was so close. And interesting enough, too, seeing Seulsiho run that little bit older Warlock deck, too. And we've seen that kind of struggle a bit here in this tournament, but for this game, in the mirror, it worked really well. Just having those extra 8/8 bodies really did make a big difference.
Yeah. It really did. It was quite unique.
And like starting out with 2 Keepers of the Grove is so big in this matchup because getting the silences on the Void Callers, of course. You also can use them on the Twilight Drakes if you get into that situation too. But the draw is really working well for Seulsiho in the Druid versus Warlock game.
And also in the final game, which we'll take a closer look at in just a moment. You know, it was those Mountain Giants you're talking about. It almost makes me just want to run the Mountain Giants again on my Hemlock decks and just experiment with that a little bit, try to break things up.
You know, I'm so torn on it right now, honestly. I feel like I like the Demon edition a little bit better overall, but in the mirror, I mean, I suppose you could make an argument that the extra 8/8 bodies, like we were saying, you know, are pretty beneficial. But overall, I still like the Demon changes that we've seen since GVG has come out. I still like those a little bit more.
Oh, these discards were so bad, too.
I know. Oh, it hurts. Hurts bad.
We didn't get to look at the Mage, the final game, but that was insanely lucky draws. I mean, he got like the
well,
best
he
hand
started with a
possible.
double Cogmaster hand. I mean, and that's what we said going into it, right? You know, if Seulsiho gets like the perfect hand early on and Looksam doesn't, you know, draw as well as he could, then that's a game that Mage could take, and that's exactly what happened. So Seulsiho was able to take the game.
Happens enough in that matchup, too. That's why it's one of the strongest, if not the strongest, most popular ladder deck right now that people are playing.
Yeah, well, Mech Mage is really the new Zoo. I mean, and when I say Zoo, I don't just mean the archetype overall. I mean Zoo Warlock. That is the deck that was replaced by Mech Mage because it's super consistent, has, you know, just really good draws all throughout the game, and it's so easy to build up a board that's just really hard to deal with for your opponent.
And honestly, though, I have more fun playing it. I have more fun playing against it than Zoo, so I'm okay with it. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like when I play against it, I just don't feel like my opponent's just like throwing his cards on the board. I actually enjoy playing against it and playing as it.
It does seem a bit more interactive, and it's got some kind of cool parts like the Antonitis with the spare parts. It's got a really cool sort of element to it that the old Zulok didn't have.
A lot of strategy as well as to how you want to use your spare parts, when you want to use them. Whereas the Zoo deck is just kind of like you just keep playing stuff and it all just works together and you just don't even have to think.
Well, I'm just happy like the age of Undertaker aggro is gone. Like that's a meta that I do not miss. Like Undertaker Hunter, Undertaker Priest, or anything like that. I'm done. I'm done with that.
I had a Hunter deck that had like all gold cards except 2, like my Eagle Horn bows, and I played a lot of that meta, man. I disenchanted them after, though.
You know, Chobra is actually a Golden Hunter.
Really? I'm getting close. I think I've got like 350 wins.
No.
Well, it's a fun deck to ladder out when you don't have a lot of time. I don't know what to tell you.
Mech Mage, man.
Well, I mean, this is from before Mech Mage meta.
Oh. Okay.
Now my Mage is going up there. It's getting closer.
All right. I'm still leveling with Mid Warrior. I love Warrior. It's my favorite class. And I really, I don't know, I hope. I can't say like, well, I really do think it will be good, but then again, there are people who are much better at the game out there that are testing it and are getting to high legend and making legend with this deck. And so we'll see. I mean, I feel like it's not maybe consistent enough to make it into pro play. I feel like it is sort of like a B tier deck right now. But as it's sort of optimized, I think we could see it maybe jump up a tier.
Some of these other new cards that are going to get released that might end up synergizing with it as well, like the egg that you might end up using.
Maybe, yeah. The egg could certainly be
with
something that would be used in there. Yeah.
Unfortunately, they only have 1 health each, but
yeah. Well, I mean, the whelps only have 1 health, but the eggs have 2. So with that deck, you do get a lot of 1 damage AOE. So it certainly could be part of it, and pairs well with Warsong Commander.
Yeah.
Yep. And so it's time to open up card packs.
Yeah.
Or maybe we just won't watch that today.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but
I mean, we don't need Chober to translate that, but maybe we'll just talk for a little while.
Sure.
Let's just kick back. I'm going to put my... Oh, there we go. All right, I was going to put my feet up and relax, but here we go. And that's actually the Murgurgler's little sister. I'm not even kidding.
The Murgurglers?
Well, her name, her older sister, the one who usually does it.
Yeah.
Her Korean name is Auri, which is like the, it's sort of a cutesy version of the Murloc sound.
Yeah.
But Chobra told me that the way it translates the most accurately to in English is the Murgurgler.
Wow.
Auri. Ui? Like, ui is like sort of apostrophe S.
Yeah.
At the end, so I don't know. Anyway, this is the younger sister of the Murgurgler. And that's Gorush, the famous StarCraft 1 player, actually, who is now a famous Hearthstone commentator here in Korea.
And he's quite high level at Hearthstone. Plays
Regularly very high up on the Korean ladder. And so he will be helping Seulsiho open packs. Maybe he'll just get to do it too.
Seulsiho's like, well, I hope I get some legends.
Should we call her Mini Murgurgler because she's the little sister
just
of the Murgurgler?
M&M Murgurgler.
M&M. That's kind of an adorable name too.
That's kind of cute.
Yeah.
And it's appropriate for
she
this.
She is shorter too, so it's kind of like Mini Murgurgler too.
Yeah. Well,
it's sad Chober's missing this.
In this moment, you never know what kind of M&M you're going to get. Same way we don't know what kind of card packs we're going to open here.
That's true. It's a very good point.
You don't know what color you're going to get.
What a wonderful analogy that was, Wolf.
Yeah.
Oh, pulling the mouse pad over.
He's like, I'll open them. Thank you.
He's like, I got this, Mini Murgurgler.
All right, 15 packs, guys.
Nope. We're only opening like 2 or 3 apiece.
Oh, okay.
3 times 3 is 9. I can do that math.
All right.
Does Gorush have
good
good luck?
Mouse, or does he just spam them open? Because I spam them open. I never mouse. Never mouse.
Really? You
Yeah.
can use spacebar to turn them over now?
Oh,
Because you used to have to click them to turn
No,
them over.
I spam click them. I don't ever mouse over before I do it.
Oh, yeah, me neither. I always spam click too. I always go in the
Especially
star
because I usually
pattern.
open like 30 packs at least at a time.
Come on, Gorush. Oh. Yeah. I mean, I usually only open packs like once because I just get enough to get the cards in.
Is there anything special for golden cards?
No. It still shows the same like aura around it as far as I know.
No, I mean like for the fans here in the studio.
Oh,
Like, if it's just a golden common.
I believe golden cards do increase it. Oh. Cobra shot, no!
Oh, nobody likes Cobra shot.
No, it's terrible.
If it was just called the Chobra shot, it'd be so much better.
Yeah, if it had like Chobra's head on the end of an arrow,
That would be sick.
that would be. I'd play that card just for the fun aspect of it.
All right.
All right.
Well, that fancy healing
Vitality totem.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm so sorry, Gorush.
Oh no!
Oh,
Golden Cobra shot.
Chobra shot. Cobra shot.
Chobra shot. We just call it Chobra shot. That's okay.
Oh,
all right. Well, he
boy.
got 1 gold. It was a Cobra shot, which is like the worst gold card ever. That's guy's like.
He's
yeah,
like, I'll
I could
disenchant
open up
it.
way better ones.
I'll disenchant it. Yeah, thank you. That's fine.
It's good for disenchanting. It's gold. All right.
I forgot that card was even a thing.
And now it's, I believe now it's Seulsiho. No, it's Mini Murgurgler. She's going to give it a try. I bet she's immediately going to do better than Gorush, too. That's just how it works.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Yep. 2 rares in the pack.
Double rare, yep. It's true.
So you got the Chickenizer.
Yep.
And the Implosion.
All right.
Okay.
That's not helping.
Just got to have fun with it, you know.
Eddie, she's so nervous. Mistress of Pain.
Oh,
it's an epic.
Oh, it's Betrayal. I think that's what that card's called.
Nope.
What's that card called?
Well, it's not Betrayal.
No, it's not Betrayal.
That-
Betrayal's the one that hits the side of it. Kidnapper? No, Kidnapper's the other not good card.
No,
What
it's
card
not
is
that
it?
either. It's one nobody really uses. but-
Yeah. Oh,
And
well,
I had the name in my head until you said your name, and then I forgot it.
it's all my fault.
I'm sorry.
No, you shouldn't be sorry. It's all good. 2 rares. Well,
Oh, okay.
already much more successful than Gorush.
It's true. Sorry, Gorush.
Now, Seulsiho needs to pray before, like he's done before all of his matches, and he'll just get like 5 legendaries in each pack. All of them are golden.
I believe that card's called Sabotage, by the way.
Ah, you're right. That is what it's called.
Yeah. Oh, wow. The Cobra shots are real today. Chobra shot fever. It's a tribute to Chobra not being here.
I got
3 of
so
our
many.
packs have had
I've had
Cobra shot.
so many Cobra shots when I got my first GVG packs.
Me too. I actually counted, and I got more Cobra shots than any other card in like hundreds of packs.
He's like, nah, I'm out.
All right. He has
Last
a
pack.
strategy. He has
Last
strategy.
pack.
Only 1 epic today.
Oh!
Whoa, make that 2. Pile
Whoa.
of Sky Golem. Let's go.
Oh!
Double epic.
It's all you, Doa. It's all
Wow.
you. No epic. Oh, only one epic today. Boom, 2 more. Thank you, Doa. The
They
crowd
should
should actually
be happy for me.
They should all give you some free packs.
They should.
I want some free packs.
So that means that 3 fans, I believe, are going to get 50 extra packs. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. A lot of 3s here in that name.
Yeah. Why is that?
It's like it says about
Today,
about 333 packs will be given to 33. I don't know. I wasn't really paying that much attention to it.
maybe 33 packs will be given to 333 fans. Because it's some fans in the studio, and, well, all the fans in the studio and some online, too.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at today's results.
Yep. Take a look at this. We saw a 3-0 with Seulsiho versus Lucette.
We guess.
Druid, Warlock, and Mage, all of them taking down his somewhat weak rogue deck that we saw from him. He's going to be playing in the losers match with that same deck. We hope to see him use it a little bit less, or maybe not start.
He's going to have to win with it.
Yeah, not start with it maybe. We'll see. And then Looksam was able to take out a Belmo with a Mage versus Paladin win. It's Druid defeated Hunter. Hunter was played again by a Belmo to defeat Warlock. The Warlock deck did win over Paladin there in the end. Send Looksam to the winners match where he faced his teammate. And we started things off with Looksam taking 2 wins with his Mage and his Druid, but Seulsiho was able to win with Warlock, Druid, and finally Mech Mage 3 in a row.
Yeah, the reverse sweep to get to the semifinals from Seulsiho. He made the team. Team's name has something to do with his name, so there you go. So tomorrow, like you mentioned, Wolf, Lucette versus Abelmo, and Looksam versus the winner of Lucette versus Abelmo. I'm predicting Lucette, and then Looksam taking the final match.
I think so too.
I might be totally wrong. You never know. It's Hearthstone.
It's Hearthstone, but these two looked much more dominant than Abelmo today, I have to say.
Yeah. I thought Abelmo was okay, but the thing is Lucette's rogue deck, I feel like, is just very weak.
We didn't see
against the decks we saw today, and
we only saw
so inconsistent.
one deck too. We don't really know much about the other ones.
That is true. Maybe that was his whole strategy, and I think that's a good idea. That if you know you're going to be going to that match, you might as well hide as much as you can.
That's a really good point.
Going into that third game in this format, yeah, I think it was actually smart to just stick with the rogue.
Didn't even think about that.
Yeah, no, I hadn't either. But that's actually, now that I think about it, why would you switch decks if you're already losing? Because if you're going down to the losers match anyway, you might as well conceal all the info you can.
That's a good point.
Interesting.
I mean,
what do you know?
If you lose the first game, you don't want to use another deck to get that win to force your opponent, or to kind of switch to another deck and keep your opponent guessing, and he doesn't know if you're going to use that deck again. But he doesn't know anyways, so
yeah,
it really doesn't. I guess it doesn't matter. Maybe that's a good way to kind of approach losing a set.
Yeah, in this sort of dual tournament format over 2 days, it makes a lot of sense. But I wonder what that rogue deck can beat. I mean, Malagos Rogue has been strong in the past. There was a time where it was used quite a bit on the ladder. But right now, it just seems like it's just a little bit too inconsistent when you compare it against things like Oil Rogue or, honestly, I feel like Mech Rogue is actually not that bad right now.
Oh, yeah, that's
there
cool.
was
Iron Senseis and stuff.
Yeah, there was a player I know that got very, very high on the Korean ladder last season with Mech Rogue. So it is out there. Maybe not the best format or best deck for a tournament format, but certainly Oil Rogue, I think, is going to give you a little bit more consistency.
You could definitely throw people in a tournament for a curveball a little bit. But
yeah.
Once people figure out what you're doing, they might be able to adapt to it.
I mean, the thing is I suppose if you get that big Blade Flurry combo with Malagos out, you will just wreck people. So, and I mean, Malagos, he's not vulnerable to Big Game Hunter. There are certain arguments for using it. So it just didn't work today, but who knows? Maybe it'll be great tomorrow.
I'm the type of guy who really doesn't like decks that revolve around one card to win in most cases. Like in this case, you need that card.
Well,
I mean, not always, but like it's pretty essential to the deck's play out. So
if it was less changed, because he was running Conceal and Cruel Intentions? No, I don't know. You know what I mean. It's the Cruelty, just like 1 mana for 3 damage. Right. Yeah. So he was using
Sinister
those.
Strike.
Sinister Strike. Why am I don't know. I've got my rogue abilities mixed up apparently. But yeah, Sinister Strike. He was using the Conceal. You add in Emperor Thorazin. You add in Malagos. That's quite a bit changed from the traditional Oil Rogue that has all that consistency. So I think that kind of makes it a little bit more difficult. But that's an interesting take.
Yeah, it's just like, for example, if you can't get Malagos out, I mean, your deck has so much more vulnerable. And not only do you have to draw this card, which is 1 card in your deck, which is legendary, and you can only have 1, you have to survive until turn 9 to play it, at least.
Yeah, well, unless Thorazin helps you out.
Unless Thorazin helps you out.
Yeah, unless good old ET helps you out. We'll see you tomorrow night, guys, on another episode of Hearthstone Champions Korea. Bye.